going to take a look at some of the user interfaces for Outlook. This is really important, and this is where we get into understanding how Outlook is organized. So we have some really important parts of Outlook. Number one is something called Quick Access Toolbar, which is located here, and essentially it's this upper left-hand corner. Number two is the ribbon, which is this top portion. The ribbon is really important, and it changes depending on where you're at with Outlook. So if you're composing an email, it's going to change. It's going to really focus on those tools that you need for an email. If you're browsing emails, it's going to change. It's going to give you all the tools that you need to browse. If you're entering a picture into an email, it's going to change, and it's going to give you tools that you need for that picture. So the ribbon changes all the time, and it's always going to give you the best tools. But it's important to know that it's located here on the top. It includes things like tabs. So these tabs may change as well. So you typically have home, send, folder, and view. That's when you're browsing through your emails. When you're composing an email, it's going to change. So it's going to have different tabs, and it's really helpful.
I have a question.
Sure.
Because the version that we are studying right now is 2016, right? Because mostly all of them are set up the same way, or are they a little bit different? Because I've noticed that sometimes they're a little bit different depending what application you're working on or what year.
So you're right. Like, it's going to change. The pictures that you see here are from a 2010 version. But even though it's been 2010, the latest version of Outlook still has the same layout. It just changes a little bit. So the icons could probably change, but essentially all the same tools are still there.
Oh, thank you. Because sometimes in my line of field, if I want to get promoted to another position, they require us to take tests. So sometimes that's why I want to take these refresher classes, because everything changes. But when you're taking an actual test, you're always used to using shortcuts, right? In the test that you have to take the long road. So when you're using like a different test, and then you're used to a certain app that's a certain year, that's upgraded or not, it's confusing to find everything again and look for it. But mostly everything is mapped, and everything in tools and the ribbon you could use, right? As a guide.
So just so that you get an idea of how different it looks, here I have side by side the latest version of Outlook, and
it's a little bit different, the layout.
The 2010 layout. So as you can see, new mail, new items, new items. So this portion looks different. This portion looks different, but essentially the tools are in the same location.
Thank you. That's very helpful. Thank you so much.
And then as you can see, delete has that X, but there's a little trash can here. So there's going to be small differences. The only biggest difference that I've seen with Outlook is in the Mac version and the Windows version. So those are a little different. When I tried to use it on my Mac, it was a little difficult for me to figure out where things were. So that's the only difference. But usually on Windows, the differences between versions may look different, but it's generally in the same location. So ribbon, very important location. And ribbon contains the commands that you need to perform everyday tasks in Outlook. It has multiple tabs, each with several groups of controls. The controls of ribbon will change depending on which view you select in Outlook. So the ribbon changes at times. And so if you're composing an email, if you're adding a contact, it's going to change to give you the popular tools that you need for that. Next, we have the navigation pane, which is this pane here on the very side. And every view uses the navigation page to display navigational options. So it's usually going to give you your favorites, which is your inbox, sent items, deleted items, and then the email address that you've set up with Outlook. So here we have gmaze@sanfranstyles.com, and these are the folders associated with this email. As you go on and you attach a different email, you're going to see this repeat for that additional email. So with Outlook, one of the best things that it has to offer is that you could connect multiple emails to Outlook so that you get all your emails in one spot. And you're going to see that this same layout will appear for all your other emails that you've connected. And there's generally no limit on how many emails you could connect to Outlook. I have an Outlook where I've connected about 6 email addresses, and that's very helpful because I just go to one place to get all my emails instead of going to separate email websites. We have view tabs, which are generally at the very bottom corner. If I scroll up, it's going to be located here. Now, this has changed significantly over time. So as you can see right here, this tab view is located here. And the main purpose behind this feature is that it allows you to switch from different views. So this is the mail view. This is the calendar view. This is the contacts view. So all your contacts are located here. This is the to-do, or like tasks that you want to give yourself deadlines to do. This is another thing called to-do, which is very similar. And then finally, there's more applications here. So there's more. But generally, that's all located here, or it could be located on the side. And it generally gives you access to the different views in Outlook. So the mail view, the calendar view, contacts, tasks, and notes.